All right, guys. Good evening to everybody. Thank you for coming in. Today is the 7th of June 2026. Today we are doing a special Zoom session to prepare all the traders that's going to participate in our first inaugural CRAZII Asia Cup 2026. Now, of course, we know that World Cup is coming in, so we are also basically doing our own CRAZII Global Cup, Asia Cup. All right, so China, Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia will be fighting for the top 10 spot. All right. Now, because of the technicality issue, Cambodia cannot join us in this competition. They will join us in another similar competition, but it's only catered to themselves. All right, this is a technical issue which we cannot resolve. All right. Now, the total price is about 10 prizes. And of course, I think the first prize is more than $2,000 cash. I think that's fantastic because this competition, you can actually, as you trade, the profits you can withdraw anytime. So it's just like a normal trading. You just trade for yourself, okay? And again, all you need to do is just participate with $1,000 and you can just trade any time of the day you can trade. You don't need to really cater to only trade in the morning or afternoon or at night. And there's 15 markets for you to play with. You can play with any market of your choice to win the competition. Of course, some people ask me, Kel, can we put in more capital? Of course, you can do whatever you want. The final winning is based on the total capital deposit divided by the total earnings. Yeah, so that is how they will go for it. All right, so main thing is this, you must understand that you are fighting with the rest of the Asia CRAZII members. That's the most important thing, all right? So the registration will end on the 14th of June. So we have a few more days to go. As usual, we know that some of you are still thinking through whether one or the one, blah, blah, blah. Which usually the last minute come in always is a big problem. But again, you have to decide for yourself, okay? Now, I've already told my printing shop to print out 10 t-shirts that's specially catered for this CRAZII Asia Cup. The first 3 winners will have a special t-shirt. The rest of the winners will have a t-shirt too, but it's a bit different, yeah? So I really wish that the first 3 winners fight for it. And of course, the champion will be the one that everybody will be watching for, okay? All right, so do well, and this is going to start. Now, the thing is this, why I'm asking you all to prepare, because I want you all to know that using CRAZII, there's a lot of way to make money from the market. Now, a lot of time people are asking me this question, Kel, how come you are able to make money? How come you always give market calls before you run? How come you can do this? How come you do that? So today, I'm doing it by sharing with you some of the key things. Now, there'll be 2-part series. Today is part 1, next week, part 2, all right? So why part 1, part 2? Because 1 hour will be enough for today to absorb everything. So this is being recorded down. So all this information, I believe I just saw Richard doing an AI in to make sure that the thing is covered nicely. So I think, Richard, once you are able to do the compilation, all right, you can just post it to the global group chat and for me to take a look also, just in case, yeah? All right. So the competition is on the 15th of June. That's next Monday, next following Monday, yeah? So don't miss it. All right, now, of course, disclaimer apply as usual. Whatever data I share is just based on whatever I can tell you as a trainer, as a founder of CRAZII. All right, end of the day, I cannot predict the market. End of the day, I'm not a 10 out of 10 trader. I still lose money. I still have my fair share of losses, but it's just that I can share with you now what are the key information that you can use to basically excel in trading, which of course means that you can do very well in the competition. All right. So first thing first, I want to share with you that so you know we based on what was mentioned in the Telegram. Let me just bring this to you. In the Telegram, I said that today what will we be covering? We will be covering the power of combining the day chart and the 5-minute chart, and then followed by the power of OP rule, daily pivots, the 5-minute KCX, and the K trend. All right. Now, all these are the small details that can create very big result. These are the preparation you can create to get confident, and confidence definitely creates profits. All right. So that is how we will do it today. All right. So let's take a look now. To me itself as a trader, the first thing first is that you must always prepare yourself by putting the day chart on the left side. Right. The day chart, you can see this is the day chart. This is the day chart, right? Okay. And this is the M5 chart. All right. The day chart, why must you on the left side? So this will give you a very good feel of the market momentum, the market movement. All right. So from the day chart, you will know what to do for the 5-minute chart. That is a very, very crucial part, which today I'll share with you. In fact, some of the sharing right actually will cross into CMC/PTP. That means that whatever I share in PTP or CMC, some of the essence there will be brought forward to today's sharing. So that's why it's very, very cool here. Yeah. Okay. So now how to do this is right. Very simple. You just have to open two charts, 1-day chart, 5-minute chart, and you press this button here. All right, this is a button that toggle the two screens. Okay. Right, very simple window shuffling. Okay, so let's look at gold for Friday example. Now, first of all, gold, when it opens on Friday, we know that it's already at around pivot 1. And you know pivot 1 is a very strong level for resistance. So resistance, what is that? That means that this is a level whereby if the market breaks above resistance, definitely it's a buy. But vice versa, if the market broke resistance and come down instead, it will be a sell. So this is something that you must know by today as a elite trader or trader that trade with us, who learn from us. P1 is very deadly for turning point. And that was where I manifested for it. So pivot 1 is a good resistance. Pivot 1 is a good resistance. When you break above it, there's a buy. Pivot 1 is strong resistance if it breaks resistance and come back down again. All right, so this one, you just have to remember that. Very, very important. All right, so the thing is this, after that, you can see the market basically coming down. Now, I think by now, you should know this by now. Below OP, below MLP is a very good sell signal. I repeat myself, below OP, below MLP is a very good sell signal. Now, we'll talk about this many, many times, and I told you, right, why MLP is with me until today since I created it in 1999. Today itself is 2026. That means MLP has more than 20 years of back test, forward test, 27 to be precise. So that's why when the market is below OP and below MLP, we know that it's a very good sell signal. All right. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about is this KCL. Now, what is KCL? KCL is the Cal critical level. All right, how does it create? It's because of this. The yellow and red turn around from the day chart. The yellow turns to red on the day chart, and then you can see that the KSI is red in color. Hence, therefore, it will generate a KCL level. Now, of course, if it's the other way around, where it's red turns to yellow and the KSI is green, then you'll see a KCL also, right, for the buy side. Okay, so KCL looks like a diamond line, all right? So basically, above the KCL, it will be a buy. Below the KCL, it will be a sell. So you will notice this, the KCL is 4484, right? 4484. It is very near to this number, pivot 1, 4481. So very near, right? So what happened on the day itself? The market actually went up but missed the KCL by a little bit and then pulled back down. The day high on Friday was 4483. So it missed the KCL instead. And by missing a KCL means it's below KCL. So that's why the market started to fall. And of course, when the market fell, the first target it should be going will be pivot 2 in our drawing, right? So the thing is this, all right, our pivot change every day, right? Every day the pivot change. So you have to follow the OP versus the pivot to know where is it going. So we all know that pivot 2 is a very good support, right? If it comes down and recover, this is a buy. But if the market comes down, recover, and come back down again, this is a very strong sell. So that is the reason why when you see the market touching pivot 2, fail to stay above pivot 2, and then if the 5-minute chart gives you a sell signal, you really have to sell. We cannot wait. All right. Good evening to you, Sona. Good evening to you, Dr. Shah from Thailand. Good to come in. All right. So all got it. So to me, right, guys, I told you many times, pivot 1 and pivot 2 are my best trading strategy. Break above pivot 1, I definitely buy, especially it's above OP. Break pivot 2, below OP, I definitely sell. These two has the highest authority, all right, in my entire CRAZII system. So that is why the pivot have this saying, never fight the pivots. Okay? We talked about this multiple times, and I told you before, so you have to note what I just said. Okay? All right. So with that understanding now, can you see bring your eyes over here? Can you see this, guys? Exactly as what I write on this side. Now, what I write over this side is what I've been writing over the last 10, 15 years. Where the market break the pivot to rebound, go back, then come back down as a sell. So everybody, do you see that? Exactly. The pivot broke the first time. Pivot 2, it broke pivot 2 the first time. And then the market rebounded above pivot 2. Can you see that? And then what happened? The market come back down and break pivot 2 again. And that is where the selling comes in strong and hard. If we can see this, press number 1 right now, yeah? Now, for those people who are now basically hearing me in English, you can do a translation, or you can wait for next week, whereby we will do the subtitle in Vietnamese, in Chinese, in English to share this with all of you, yeah? All right? Now, this session is only for 1 hour. Yeah, after that, we will do our market analysis, yeah? So just let you know first. For those who just come in, if you miss the first few minutes, then you wait for the replay then, okay? All right, very good. So now let's continue, and you can see what happened to gold aftermath. Now, once the market break below pivot 2 and below OP, it's almost a certainty that it will come down. And usually, as a trader myself, I will really sell more over here to make more money. Yes, remember, in a competition, your objective only got one. It's to make as much money as possible so that you will beat everybody in the competition. That is the one and only objective. Okay. Now remember, trading itself is we are not going to look at what's the percentage you win. Now, if you're going to tell me that you're going to win 65% of the time, it's not going to tell me that you're a better trader. I mean, for this competition itself, we're not looking on the how many percent you win. It's based on how much money you make. So that's why making money is going to be a very critical element for you to win in this competition. Okay, right. Then, of course, we all know that the KSI is red, the KCX is blue, turning green. All right. So what does it tell you? Just sell, guys. Now, but what if the KCX is blinking? Remember, when the market is blinking on a day chart, it's just telling you that we are near a potential bottom, but not today. Usually, it's the next few days. That's a very important thing. Number 2, now, when the market putting KCX into 5-minute chart, we only use it for only one purpose, that's for buy. When the market is above OP, right, the KCX on the 5-minute chart is very accurate. Okay, very accurate. So as long as you basically understand this, you should be able to make money from that. Now, you should see from here, the element to sell is so much, right? We have the OP, MLP, pivots, right? Break below KTR -3 already. So you can almost safely say that the selling will not just stop at KTR -3. So even though the KCX could be blinking on the day chart, you don't need to care. You just have to keep on selling the market whenever there's opportunity for you to sell. All right. So let's just look at now something very important, which is you can see on the 5-minute chart, right? Okay, so the 5-minute chart was very clear. You can see that 4484 was already drawn myself. I draw it myself, 4484, the KCL. Now the market failed to go up, and you can see that there's a blue diamond. Now, when the blue diamond here, you must always draw the diamond line. All right, this is a very important thing that you must do as a competitor for the competition. Drawing diamond line will save you a lot, especially for flipping position. Okay, so let's take a look. At the start of the day, the market opens and then come down. Then after that, we have a blue diamond, whereby you need to put a line at the blue diamond. And then after that, what do you see, guys? The market did go above OP and pivot 1. Now, when it goes above OP and pivot 1, if you buy, is any wrong? No, it's not wrong. You're doing it correctly. But the problem is the closing price. Look at the closing price. It's very inevitable that the closing price is exactly at pivot 1 and it touches and pull back. So this already tells you that the market is resisted at pivot 1. You don't need to be a genius to know that, because we already tell you optimum times. Pivot 1 can cross, is a bull, is a buy. If pivot 1 touch and reverse, it will be a sell. Now, many people keep on asking us the same question over and over again. Can you tell us how pivot 1 is being created? Now, I told you before, I cannot give you the formula, but I can tell you the whole point is, what it did is, pivot is created using an algorithm that tracks the daily day chart momentum, the price action, and then by the end of the day, the next day, the opening price will dictate the pivots. So which means that the pivots is a very high reliance of the charts, data movement, all right? There's no fundamental, and then the opening price. Okay, so what happened over here is that then when the market starts to turn around and goes below the OP, which is here. Now the OP is here, yeah? So when the market goes below OP, right, it's very clear. Below OP, below pivot 2, pivot 1, sorry. After it touches, this is a confirm sell. No need to think, confirm sell. And then after that, what happened? The market broke below the blue diamond line. Now, when the market goes up, it stays above the blue diamond line. But if the market wants to sell, or there's a reason to sell, you will see the market going below the blue diamond line. And that is where you should really sell into the market. Okay? And after that, what happened? Do you see? You notice that there's another yellow candle popping up. Now, this yellow candle popping up itself, right? What must you do? Of course, there is a blue diamond. You draw the line again. And you can see very clearly the market has no intention to go up. The market did broke above the diamond line for a very short momentum. And then after that, come back down. Now, that was where I added on sell position, because I can see that the KSI has been maintaining red despite the price goes up. Now, in fact itself, when the price was going up over here, you can see the KSI is also already red. So this tells you a lot about KSI. This KSI is a one thing by itself. It doesn't care about the momentum, or they don't care about the volume. It doesn't care of anything. It's on its own. So when you can see that when the price was going upwards here, while the KSI retained red, this is a very good sign to tell you that something is very wrong. Now, of course, on hindsight, if the market break above pivot 1, it will be a strong buy. But since it touched pivot 1 and failed, then confirm you must sell. Got it? If all got it, press number 2 right now. Now, the thing is this, I'm actually basically transmitting all the techniques that I can teach you for today into some example like now. So how much, I'm not going to like that this is OP, this is a pivot 1. I don't do that because I think that's rigid and it doesn't make sense. You need to feel the market at the same time to know this, okay? Very, very important. Yeah, just press a 2 will be enough, yeah? No need to be many 2, okay? All right, so what thing is this now? What is K trend? Now, some of you, especially those in Singapore, Cambodia, may not know what is K trend, right? So let me explain this to you. Now, K trend basically is using the coloration of our CRAZII candlesticks to generate a potential trending format. Okay, very simple, right? When the market goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, go up, come down, right? Now, when this happens, a lot of people will be focusing on what? We'll be focusing on a trend, uptrend, downtrend, right? Okay, good. So now the thing is this, we all know that at this area that I'm drawing right now, it will become red candle. Agree? Okay. So if the red candle, let's say A and B, if the cluster at A, the lowest closing price is still higher than the lowest closing price of the B cluster, then A is still on an uptrend. Hence, therefore, any color that turns yellow over here, it will be a buy. Now, it's something very similar to your uptrend, downtrend that you self-draw. The only difference that we have CRAZII, and CRAZII allows you to see the color to decide. Now, there's a lot of time people ask me this question, Kel, why don't you just turn this guy to a red color and then we are done? Now, look here, guys. I can turn this to red anytime, but that's defeat the purpose. So what I'm trying to tell you is this, as a trader, if the market is below OP already, and we all know OP rule is so important, below OP is always a sell signal. So the thing is this, if the market goes down and recover with a yellow candle, ideally, you're going to expect people to be buying, right? But because we all know that this is below OP, and this yellow candle, when you flip to a red candle, next moment, it will become a isolated, this yellow cluster. So now, if you look carefully, the closing price is here. Within the 5 yellow candle, where is the highest closing? All right, let me know if this is number 1, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 6. Tell me which candle has the highest closing. Highest closing. Okay. All right. So we have a variety of answer. All right. The answer is number 3. Number 3 is the highest closing. Number 3, yes. Number 3 has the highest closing. Number 6 has the second highest closing. So the answer is number 3. Okay? All right, if you're not used to it, it's okay. Move your mouse to the candlestick and you can see that. So now, vice versa, when the market is going down, the coloration that we are looking for will be yellow. Exactly. So now, can you see the yellow here? We call it B. And the yellow here, we call it A. B has a lower closing than A. So because of that, it will means that the market will sell again. So which means when you see that on your chart, all right, you can sell here again because you need the yellow to turn into red, formulating the B highest closing versus the A highest closing. Hence, therefore, the next candle here, you can sell. All right, so that is how you use the K trend to dictate whether or not the market is going to go down or going to go up and go sideways. It's all possible, yeah? Now, after that, you can see the market start to go sideways, chopping around the MLP. All right, so MLP again plays a very big part. So now everyone take a look over here. You will see that this yellow cluster versus this yellow cluster here, this is A, and this is B, right? So B is obviously closing high. The closing of B is obviously lower than the A cluster, right? So because of that, that means once the market turns to red candle again, it's a sell. Now, some of you tell me, say, Cal, I don't want to sell here because the KSI is green. So we shouldn't be selling. Now, dear all right, below OP, red candle already take 2 major position of the trend market. All right, so the thing is this. The market also broke below the MLP right here. So the market already break below OP, break below MLP, red candle. What does you need to do? Some of you say, no, Cal, KSI is green, it's very dangerous. No, KSI green tells you that if you sell, don't go too big because there will be some rebound. Number 2, usually when the market is coming down, while the KSI is green, there will be a long candle later, long shadow, in fact. So long shadow effect tells you that the market has some artificial strength coming in to support into the market, but it's not a signal for market bottom, yeah? Okay, so what happened? Can you see the price really fall and then it hit KTR -2? All right, hit KTR -2. And then after that, the market did rebound, did try, but after that it failed because the market did have a lower yellow, but almost instantly the market went up. So that's why there's no K trend at this junction here itself, no K trend. Okay. All right, so let's move forward the tape a little bit. So eventually the market still continued to trade lower, as you can see, and it went down to KTR -2. And of course, after that, where did it go? It went to KTR -3. Now it missed the KTR -3 by a little bit. Now, when you see two diamonds, one blue, one four diamond together, now that usually means that this is a potential a potential market bottom. Where you have double diamond, you should be buying, as you can see. On the blue diamond is a buy, the four diamond is an add-on position, and the market is very stable with it. When the market at add-on position, that's where the market stabilized there as well. So when you see two diamonds at the bottom of the market, right, blue then followed by four diamond, that means that the market is near a potential bottom already. So this is something that y'all must take note. All these little tricks, you have to utilize this so that you can know what to do. Yeah, very, very important. Okay. So the thing is this right now, we talk about the power of this day chart and the 5-minute chart. Now, someone asked this question, Cal, can we have a day chart followed by a 5-minute chart? Or no, day chart followed by a 15-minute chart? I say, no problem, you can do that. No problem, all right? As long as the thing is this, okay? End of the day is that there will be only one, this is something that you must know, all the little tricks for you to basically maximize your winning, yeah? Okay, so after that, you can see gold really climb up all the way. Yep, all the way. And of course, make it a bit smaller. You can see what happened. So the gold basically after that went all the way from KTR -2 all the way to above KTR -1. Okay, now there was a period of time, I know the market is sideways for the longest of time, since probably like 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is very, very slow. All right. So the thing is this, what caught my attention over here? Let me explain to you right now. So the first of all, the double diamond has made its impact, and that's why the market go up. Okay, that one done deal already. So the question is this, why the market is sideways? Well, because of obviously need to observe the market. But most important thing is this. Look carefully, my friends. You will notice that on this side there is a stacked diamond. Now, stacked diamond means it's a very strong position of the house, or telling you that you need to be very careful. All right. So what must you do, my friends? You must always do this. When you see a stacked diamond, always draw the imaginary line, the one that tell you at the closing price. So now, everyone, take a look. What do you see right now? Now, at the start, you buy here, nothing wrong, because the market is following the rule. It's basically above the diamond line. KSI is green, KCX is black, although it's not really official on the upside, but then at the end, if you buy here, there's nothing wrong because it's actually a buy call. Now, what actually make it a bit crazy is when the market came back down and it broke below this closing. So people ask a question, so what happened here? Now, one thing to note, right? Buy right is a sell because it has a red candle, and and basically that is all we have. So the thing is this, after that, almost instantly, the market rebounded with a yellow candle. Now, I think we have seen this before in our textbook. All right, and it's repeating again. Once again, it's repeating it. So that means that this thing really works. So after that, the price had to trip and go higher, as you can see. Then after that, when the market purposely tests the high of purposely test the high, and that was where the thing just broke. So that's where everybody had to sell. And where can we sell? There's a stacked diamond. So below the stacked diamond, you can sell already. You do not need to wait until the next day to sell. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 4 right now. Yeah. Thank you. We have more than 80 people online today to listen to the revision. Okay. All right. So after that, what happened? As you can see, very important. The market broke below the pivot, the stacked diamond. So that's why you can start to sell. And of course, the first target you can see is KTR -2, because that is the nearest technical level for you back then. Okay. So after that, what can you see? The price had to really, really fall. Yeah, just give me a moment. The market keep on falling all the way to KTR -3. Why? Because there's nothing to support them, really nothing. After KTR -2, you notice there's a big blank here, and that's where the market went down for it. All right, as I said many times before, that KCB or KTR, all these are all numbers already, manipulated with the boys, so they know exactly probably where the market could be going, and you to believe in what I just said. Right, just like when I tell people UFO, everybody thinks I'm joking, I'm being an idiot here. But now you can see the White House is having pronouncing a lot of things. All right, so the thing is this: we see the market hitting the pivot, and then it rebounded. But we all just now check, right? The market is not done yet. They're still under the influence. And so when the market came back down and broke below pivot 2, close below pivot 2, it's almost instant. I know that there will be more selling to come. All right, so there's something that you must understand as a trader. Sometimes doesn't mean that you are, you are different. Right, so the market keep on going down all the way, oh my God, until we see the first blue diamond, and then quickly we put in the mouth, the line there, and let's see what happened after that. I got no idea what's happening. So what you see over here is very clear. You can see that this, oops. Okay, I can't change this. I need to tilt it away. The first blue diamond, and then after that, if you draw the diamond line, you'll notice that the market stays above it, right? So that means that this will be a point whereby if you're short, you should come back, buy back your position, because now you have the combination of yellow candle, break above diamond line, and even KSI has turned green in color. Okay, got it? So after that is done, what happened? You can see the price start to move up a little bit. And then remember, your diamond line still must be there, right? So what happened is that the market failed to stay above the diamond line and then break below it and creating the downdraft. And if you look carefully, if you're fast enough, you will notice something very interesting. You just pinch the chart a little bit smaller and you can see my point, yeah? So what do you see, my guy? Okay, you can see that? Okay, maybe not too clear. Maybe here be clearer. So basically, the highest closing is this guy here. The highest closing is this guy here, okay? So obviously, you can see that the market has a downtrend, K trend that's moving down at the moment. Now, remember, I told you guys, once the market stretch past KTR -3 or KTR +3, is basically the strength of the big boys. You just have to follow through the whatever that is being done on screen here, yeah? Okay, so what happened? The market had a K trend and the market sold down all the way. And that's where it got a bit confused, where the market go the other way around, all right? And then, of course, what happened in the aftermath? All right, they couldn't, do it. The KSI was green, but they were just too engrossed on their own things, and this is what happened. Okay, then after that, what will happen is that about nearly quite late already, the market start to really move. And you can see the market come down all the way before rebounding toward the end of the day. Now, one thing to note, guys, we do not trade the last few hours of the market, which means from here, we don't trade. That means about basically, to put it candidly, it's about 1 o'clock. We should stop trading for Vietnam on other country. Cambodia, Thailand, India, Indonesia, you're all 1 hour behind, right? So if I see 11:30, that means 12:30 Singapore time. Okay. All right. So that is what happened over the entire day. All right. Honestly, the thing is as clear as a whistle. You can see that the market was sideways for a very long time, maybe preparing for some news, not too sure. And then after that comes with the stack diamond, followed by the dropping all the way to pivot 2. And along the way, we have triggered some of the KTRs. And then after that, the price will keep on going down all the way. Okay. All right. So that is how you should prepare yourself for your trading. So first, again, I repeat, put the day chart on the left side, right side, put the 5-minute chart. Now, some people did tell me that they want to do a 15-minute chart. Now, I'm not against 15-minute chart, yeah? Not against. 15-minute chart means you put 3 candles put together. So technically, if you see a signal on a 15-minute chart, it's even better than a 5-minute. But also on the flip side, 15 minutes means you need to endure 15 minutes before you can enter the market. Sometimes the market may swing, and then after you may miss that trade itself. So it's a chicken and egg. There's no right or wrong answer. If you just want to do your 5-minute chart for your own trading, we are fine. But if you're asking me, right, you want to do trading like that, you cannot see the chart and the what do you call when you're trading itself, you're at home, right? You can't really see what's happening outside. So this day chart, they will give you a very good insight of what to expect from the market. Okay, so very, very important. Yeah. So after that, we talk about OP rule. Now, OP rule is something that you cannot go against it, guys. Now, let me show you my reason and you will understand my point very well. Okay, so let's look at the OP rule. Now, this is the chart of gold. I'm going to split up to this property called show period separator, and I press OK. So what you see now is a vertical line that's coming down right now, and the vertical line basically tells you the start and end of every month. Okay, so let's look at the last month first. All right, so the last month, as you can see, is stretched from this point here to this point here. Okay, so how many days whereby you see a doji chart? So you tell me that this A, okay, fair enough. So where is the next doji in your opinion? Where is that? Anyone? This is E. This is M. So anywhere else? Okay, so all right, E is a doji, correct, Richard? Thank you very much. E is a doji. And after that, the next one, that is a doji. Anyone here as well, you can see M and O, right? This is a doji, right? Okay, so what do we have? How many dojis we have? We have one, we have two, and we have three. So basically for doji, right? Doji itself, all right, on a regular month, okay, we can see that it's about 3 to 5 doji. So when you see a doji, that means that the next day, there's a very high chance of it opening near to the current price. And then after that, it's very clear. Below the OP, you just sell. Above the OP, you just have to buy. Okay? All right. So that is meant for the traders as a little sharing session. You should have known this by now, right? So how many dojis are there in a map? It's about 3 to 5. So which means that out of the 22 trading days, there will be 5 days that basically very dangerous. Okay? All right. And then after that, okay. So what happened over here itself? Let's take a look. The market, here's the doji here, right? Okay, so what happened? You can see that instantly when there's a doji, the next day the market will go into directional. Okay, hold on, some technical issue. Okay, let's go back. So you can see what happened for the gold chart. So if you look at it with a 15-minute chart, if you put 15-minute chart on gold, now you see lesser data, but very clear things. So what you can see over here is very clear. There are 2 diamonds, but there are more than 5 candles apart, so it's not double diamond. All right, so what happened over here? You can see that the market goes up all the way to KTR -1, couldn't settle, and then pull back, right? Okay, so where you come in blue diamond, remember you place a order somewhere around here. All right, somewhere around there, 4455, I think, something around there. And then after that, what you see, the market just collapsed within the same day. All right, so basically this was done on the here itself with somewhere, I think earlier than that, 19. Yeah, something like that. 19th of March, May, I think. Yeah. Okay. So after that, what happened? You can see very clearly the market breaks below the pivot two and started to shake downwards. All right. And that is where things get very, very ugly. Okay. All right. So after that, you can see the market go all the way down very flat. Okay. So what do we have now today? We have talked about the importance of putting the combination of day chart on the left side and right side to see the 5-minute chart or even 1-minute chart to get a feel of the market. Now, we're not going to be perfect, guys. We'll be losses. But then if our winning is more than our losses, that is the main objective. Now, OP rule has been always been mentioned to you, very, very important. And let me show you like today. All right, so today on Friday, this is gold first, yeah. So on Friday, the market opens already below. Once it opens, it starts to trade below OP. It's a sell, right? Now the question is why do you think that the market will not be able to go upwards, right? So first of all, you can see the market have been coming down, and this person who is definitely better than this person, and this one, I mean the here, right? You can see that. Okay, you can see that it's coming down, and you can see that the day before the big sell-off, the market was so bullish. Everybody was popping champagne, telling themselves, well done, below, above OP, we're buying. But the question is this, if above OP you are buying, then why below OP you are not selling? So you can see very clearly when the market was coming down, the KCB was already somewhere here, about 44. Okay, so when the market come back down, breaks below, where would it be going, right? This is where your skill as a trader comes in. Now, take a look, guys. Before I place in the pink arrow, I did it first. Now you can see very clearly when the market, you just sell, when it's below OP, you just have to sell, call for sell, and you're done. But when the market is, the other way around, whereby the market, you're calling for buy, you need to have this coming down, right? And this one have to be yellow color, yellow, right? So it's somewhere around this one pack, this considered second pack, and this is third pack. All right, so by right, the thing is A, and this is B, and this is C. Oh, no, some technical issue here. All right, never mind. So let's continue. So what you see here is that once the market goes below OP, we generally know where the market could be going because there's no more KCB around us. So very clearly, all you need to do is just to wait. All right. So the thing is this. All right, let's just move the chart a little bit to the right side, a little bit, that's all. Now we can see on hindsight, if the market is to come down, where is the nearest KCB? Then you realize that there's no KCB around. All right, you don't see any KCB around, yes or no? All right, what should we do? All right, so you must understand this. If there's many people who buy here, their stop loss will put either here, or they put here, or they put here, or they put here. Now, it's almost impossible for gold to come back down to here. So this one, the stop loss, if you put at 4,100 series, I think very safe. Because where we're down at 43.29, still a bit of distance away, yeah? Number two, all right, you guys, can you take a look over here? Now it's very clear. All right, so that is where it stopped. And then after that, the market started to cascade downwards based on whatever you hear. All right, so that is why we need to do that. Okay, so now the thing is this, we have covered the daily pivots, very important. The pivot one, what does it do? Pivot two, what does it do? And then when you broke below pivot, what happened? Broke above below, the pivot one and come down, what happened? All these are very important. Now we did talk about the K trend and how to draw K trend. All right, so all you need to do is just follow with me and you should be fine. So let's look at the gold day chart, shall we? Now, the gold day chart, obviously, we can see is a downward trend. So using the same concept now, right, we find the nearest yellow color cluster. So this is one of them. Can you see? It's basically on its own. If you look to the left side, you will notice that this guy is higher than the other side based on closing. And the chart before that itself is here. So what do you see the time when this is the thing when it happens? You can see the market is selling down. So after it sell down for a couple of days, as usual, the market rebounded. And then what happened? You see the same thing happening? Yes, indeed, the market comes back up. But the closing on the yellow candle is actually below this closing guide. So if you're going to base on the high, then you will miss out and you will go and sell instead, right? Buy. Because you see the market going up, you will start to buy back again, right? There's a very high chance you do that. But the moment after that, you can see the candle turning from red to yellow. He knows that something is very, very wrong. And that is whereby this will give us a confirmation of a downside. All right, B, this is A. All right, definitely we have a potential downside. All right, so that is what is happening. Okay, so now to wrap it up a little bit, we'll talk about the power of combining the day chart and 5-minute chart. We'll tell you the OP rule. As long as you take the OP rule, out of 22 trading days, maybe 3 to 4 days we will lose money, but the remaining days, as long as we just follow the market, is fine. Okay, you just have to follow through. All right, and then the daily pivot level, I told you every day it will change. If below OP, below pivot 2 is always a sell. So if you look back again on the tape, you can see very clearly that what happened. All right, just hang on the wall because of the many bar online. You can see that it's trying to stress itself up a little bit. Okay, so now let's look at pivot 1 and pivot 2 again. So you can see on my screen very clearly the market did drop from the OP mark all the way to KTR -3 and continue to come down to pivot 2. And this time around, it didn't stop too long. And once it breaks below, it is a confirmed sell already. Okay. All right. So last one, it will be on KCX. Now, let me find you a bullish market today for KCX. Now, I say this many times before that whenever you're using KCX, right? KCX two option for you. KCX, the first one is whereby we see the green color at the bottom. Look up on the day chart. As long as red turns to yellow, it will be a buy. Remember? Okay, let me, if you forget about this, please take this down. Very, very important. Okay, so you can see that on the day chart, once the pink line is the KCL line, Darren. I just talked about this earlier. The pink line that I just draw, KCL. Yep. The 4484. Yesterday, we talked about this on Friday. Okay, so that's going back here again, yeah. Where am I? Okay. So you can see that the day chart show you the KCL, the downtrend is already manifesting in the market. All right, so that is reason why the market actually comes off. Okay, so this is gold, yeah. Now the thing is this: when the market is above OP and the KCX is blinking, you will see it's a very total different animal altogether. So when the market is above OP, all right, above OP, and there's a KCX that's at the bottom blinking, that means that the market has sold down, and very soon there will be a buy up again. So you can see by same thing, yeah. All right. Okay. So understand. So KCX, right, is very good for day chart, intraday chart when it's above OP, and you can use it for bottoming buying. So when the market is actually where you are, if you want to really make money from the market, right, look out for the day whereby the market is above OP and then the KCX is down to the green area, and that is where you look towards to buy from the bottom. Now, as long as the market is below OP and below the KCX, the market is above OP and above KCX, I think it's fine. So when a pullback of the KCX come in as green color, that is basically a chance for you to return back to the market to add position. Okay, all right, this is very, very important. Now, some of you say, Cal, how come we don't trade certain market after certain hours? Yes, indeed. If you trade, like example, you trade Nikkei in the late night, it's not gonna be performing. All right, if you trade Hang Seng in the late night, it won't move in a way. But if you put this, Hang Seng in the morning, it will move very well. So back to the same thing again, very important. Hey, who draw for me this? All right, when there is a KCX in the market, you look out for buying signal. But if the market doesn't give you a chance, wait for a while. I believe you'll come back again, and then you can go in again. Okay, very, very important. All right, so day chart itself, for if the market is above OP, try to use the KCX at the bottom to give you a very clear gauge of how the thing is. Okay, very important, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up very soon. So let me just go through this again. The power of the day chart with the 5 minute, the power of OP rule. Remember, touch OP rule, then you just go for big. All right, above OP, if you want, let's go for big. Below pivot, below OP, below pivot 2, then let's go for big sell. Yeah. All right, our pivot change every day. So every day there will be some pivots, and I may not have a pivot. Like today, we can see what happened today. Why it takes so long? Because today there is no pivot. No, the pivot is at the bottom. The pivot 1 and pivot 2 is right at the bottom. So that is a thing itself. So when the market opens here, it's already above the pivot 1. So by doing that, already pretty clear that it's not that simple, yeah. Just hang on, there's some issue on my technical side. Hang on, there's some technical error now at the moment. Okay, so you can see that this is the Bitcoin today, 5 minute chart. So you can see that when the market is above OP, you will be buying. And then after that, you can see the market going upwards. And when you pull back, you notice the KCX haven't really hit the green button yet. But of course, the KSI turned already. The KSI was much longer than the KSI rate. And then the market stays above the MLP. So that's why the market today recovered very nicely. And in the uptrend itself, the market just need to see red color. So we saw the red color getting higher and higher. So I think that is a pretty good sign the market's going to go up soon. Okay, all right. And then after that, what happened? Let's take a look, everybody. The market go all the way up. The KCX give a blink. And then what happened? You can see the market still generally go up a little bit more. Then after that, as usual, there is some profit taking right now. Now the question is this, is there a K trend here? Yes, there is. Look at this closing and this closing. It's definitely lower, right? So that means that there's a very high chance there will be some profit taking later. All right, so that is what it is. When the market is above OP, the KCX is brilliant. We see green color. That's where you can add heavy position to target a next target. All right, that is very, very important. Okay. All right. So before we go this session, let me just reiterate the key points for today. Now, first of all, for trading in a competition, you must know that it's very important to find the right market, right? So we open 15 markets for you. It's not to show off that how much money we're going to give to you in terms of indicators, but it's to give you a very fair environment for you to trade any market of your choice. Now, next week, we go deeper on the KCB. We'll talk about how to use KCB the proper way. I think some of you already heard it. And then after that, itself, right, using what you learned today with the pivot, you try to get the turning point of the market. Then, of course, to add position, you just need to learn K trend and stagger it along the way. Now, along the way, if you're not too sure, you can ask any people online. They'll be more than happy to assist you. Okay. And then after that, you should remember I told you guys about with regards to what? Okay, hold on. All right, here we talk about the K trend and the 5 minute chart already. So next week we have do KCB. Next week we will do a lot of the how to prepare a trade with the risk management, and then after that, what is the aftermath? So this one will be next week will be even more important because you need to find and search the market of your choice, and then after prepare yourself for this oncoming competition. Yeah, very very important. Okay, so watch out for the KCX, and that will be all for today. All right, so any questions that you have for me, please post it in the respective group chat, and then after that, the leaders can post back to me for trading purposes. Now, remember, in the competition, it's all about winnings. Go for the big one, go for the big fish. All right, if you need to hold your position, hold a bit longer. It makes more sense to wait for the big fish to get some money, unless you're doing that strategy whereby you want to make money every single day, then you just need to be online all the way, all right? And remember all those rules that I just told you. OP rule followed by color of a candle. Then third will be the this MLP. Then fourth KSI. Fifth will be the diamond line. Okay, so that is on that day itself. Yeah. So for Terence, if you're not too sure why I draw that pink line, that is a KCL level 4484. All right, on the day chart I put in the 5 minute. Then you can see that clearly. Okay. All right, guys, that will be all for today's sharing. Thank you for holding until now. I say to cover everything within 1 hour is not easy. I try my best to cover. All right, now what we do is this: we'll take a short 15 minutes break. All right, 10:15 Singapore time sharp. We will have the second session, and that is where we'll talk about what happened on Friday, what to expect next week, and other things. All right, so you don't need to exit from here. You can just turn off your video or your microphone. Just leave it alone at 10:15 sharp Singapore time. I'll be back for the second session. Thank you. Stay tuned. No need to go. But if you want to go, yes, please have a good night rest. I'll see you for the rest of you guys. I'll see you later. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, it's very tiring for me to do that. You can see that I'm actually struggling a little bit, but it's okay. As long as you guys make money, I'm happy for you. Okay. Thank you very much. See you guys in the 10:15 sharp.
哎，你们要跳吗？跳吗？那你拿爸爸给你的吗？不是爸爸给你的，我的水，我的哎，你说的是，no 没有啊，没有 coffee medicine。哦，no coffee medicine。这个不是跟他的 coffee medicine。
这是yes，
这个哪个？蓝色袋子里面。蓝色袋子。嗯，在哪里？no，就是。要的要，你什么药的？
哎，这是可以做咳嗽用的。
其实你这里面不只是一种药了，好多药了。
对对对。